Hey guys, StandardVR here with some Pokemon battles. Today we're doing something a little bit different. We are going back to the random Pokemon generator on Pokegame's site. So this is a really cool tool if you haven't messed with it. You just pick your game, pick your tier. We're doing UU today. It's got standard, mixed, and heat. You just click that randomize button. It populates 6 Mons with pretty standard sets. And you just click that big export button and it should just give you your EVs and everything. And we're going to go into Showdown. We're going to take this and we'll show you some really cool things that I do to prep for big tournaments like NAIC, which I have coming up. Alright, so if you've never done this before, importing a Pokepaste, import from text, just paste it in there, import export. This is a UU format, validate. Poltergeist is UUBL, so we will have to get rid of that guy. Let's see. I think what we can do though, I know it's not entirely the same, but just for speed's sake, we're just gonna throw a Cloyster in there. Let's see, what was that item on Poltergeist? It was a white herb, it was not Sash. This will kind of do the same thing. Not quite as good as Poltergeist, but you know, still a Shell Smasher. What we do? Icicle Spear, run Rock Blast, and Liquidation for coverage, I think. Make sure that your skill link, Terra do we go on this guy? You know, let's just go Terra. Let's go Terra Rock for some big Rock Blast damage. Could be kind of cool. I'm just going to click the button. We might want a speed boosting nature and Jolly instead of adamant. We'll roll with it. So what I like to do with this when prepping for tournaments and really team building in general is to figure out where holes are in teams. Figure out what you're weak against. And like doing this, getting a random team, really kind of makes it easier to see the holes, what you're weak against, and like where you really need to patch things up. So I really like doing this to kind of hone in on that ability to find your holes, fix them, and go from there to build an actual viable team. I do think a lot of the skills in singles, they do translate very well into VGC. So, we're going to go ahead. Now, let's see. You got a big U-turn guy over here. We're going to lead off with Donphan. I think we do have rocks on Excadrill, but I do like to keep that Sash, so that's something that I don't want to lose too early. We could just go Scarm, get some spikes up. I do believe Empoleon gets Defog, if I'm not mistaken. Which actually, if you're going to do that, because you're not going to first impression, you're going to U-turn. I just want to body press. Yeah, there's that U-turn. Should be Empoleon coming in here to like defog. Or Thundurus, just to revenge kill Skarmory. That's fine. So we do have a Donphan. They could just try to Volt Switch. I'm just going to go right in Donphan. They do just T-Bolt. So here is a free knockoff. I mean, they could Psychic or Focus Blast, but you know, they missed those. Which is nice. Let's see. They're boosts. Good to know. Alright, so if you're trying to Focus Blast, I actually am just going to come in here with Cinch Jaw, just super free. There's a Weezing. Alright. If this thing is Sludge Bomb, we are in for a bad time. But that being said, I don't think there's any reason we can't just pivot right back out to Scarm. Yeah. Alright, here I'm just going... Do I want to get spikes or do I want to get a boost? Go back to full. I say we go ahead and get these spikes up. Burn's fine. I'm not really trying to do damage with this Skarmory. Here I am going to Roost as we hit ourselves in confusion. Never lucky. Let's go ahead and Roost again. Snap out of it. So this Weezing kind of doesn't do anything. Here we're just kind of putting on pressure for them to kind of just stall out some PPs on their moves and just kind of see if they'll ever switch. And obviously they want to keep attacking because you don't want Scarm to have its sturdy ability. So I think, yeah, we are sturdy. Alright, so if you're just going to keep strange scanning, we haven't seen if they have Sludge Bomb, but they also didn't go for Sludge Bomb into this Sinistcha. Yeah. So we're going to go Sinistcha here. Defog Wheezing. Noted. Here, I think I'm good just to Calm Mind up. Stay Wisp, which is fine. We have a lot of healing on this guy. The Slow Kicks is super dicey for if it wants to come in. But I do think we just continue to Calm Mind up. There's Empoleon. I don't know what that's about. Might have Ice Move, maybe? Huh. I don't want to Strength Sap. That might have been what they were trying to catch, is a Strength Sap to heal up, but there was no reason there. So we're just going to Machi Gotcha. Almost half. That's a chunky Empoleon. Alright, they got Roar. Decent. Alright, they know we have Body Press. Say we just get some Spikes. They want to get up rocks? That's fine. We have a Spinner, I believe. Yeah, Donphan and X. Donphan's a little bit better because it's got the boots. Just gonna get up a Roost here. Just to stay nice and healthy. Yeah, that does a lot. Alright, so they are Defog Wheezing. We just get some more Spikes. Scarm goes down. And here's a very nice spot where we can come in with the Donphan. And obviously they can Surf. But we could also just Earthquake. Because we are sturdy. So if we... I kind of like spin into EQ. Doesn't even take us down to Sash. Because you have Thunderous that can switch in. But I don't think that crit mattered. I could be wrong. Who knows? There's big low kicks. It's going to first impression, Sucker Punch, do something of that nature. I don't know if we switch ins here. I think we do just have to let this thing go down. Yeah. So we let this thing go down. Obviously this threatens Sinistcha a lot, threatens Serperior, Excadrill is okay. Can't really do a whole lot of damage to it. I do want to keep this because this is really good. Cloyster is a very interesting pick here because I think we can actually just kind of Shell Smash up on this thing. Yeah, like it gets rid of our skill link, so we might not get 5 hits and they can burn us. The question is, do I care? Because we could just go right back into Sinistcha. Let's just Icicle Spear. 2, 3, we get 3. 3's not bad. Now the thing is, we can also just... We could Shell Smash again. We could also just Icicle Spear again. So this team does have a very hard time trying to deal with something like a low kicks, which is something to note. Do get rid of the Wheezing, which is nice. So we might want to add in later some way of dealing with low kicks. There's Ogerpon. Obviously this thing is, well, it's not faster, but it doesn't have its sturdy, which is why I kind of wanted these spikes up. We are burned, so we're not going to do a ton of damage. We could liquidate, but I really think Icicle Spear probably gets us more. We should have liquidated, but that's fine. I don't think Cloyster was doing too much here anyways. Even though a nice like 40-50%, I'll get all 5 hits there. Alright, Cloyster down. Serp can come in. We are faster. We do just really just threaten him there. We have Finish Job. We still have Excadrill. Let's come in with Serp. Now I do think that this Low Kicks is going to come in, so I'm just going to go ahead and throw up a Glare. There's a Blissey. Okay. Hair is still nice there. I'm going to go right into Finish Job. That way they can't T-Wave or Serperior. And here I am. I can also just Brawl Strike Sap just to get the Slow Kicks at -1. If I'm fine Calm Minding, Heal Bell's fine. That Paralysis isn't really doing too much on that Blissey. Also noted we do need to keep this Excadrill around to deal with said Blissey. Alright, you could have Sludge Wave. That is something that could get dicey. Do we lose anything if we're going Poison Type? I don't think so. I think we just Shadow Ball. Yep, Sludge Bomb, that's fine. Let's go ahead and delete that. There's that Blissey. I am going to just go right now. Yeah, obviously they can Seismic Claws us now. I'm gonna Machigacha to try and get a burn on this thing. 24 is not bad. And we get the burn. So that's nice. All these leftovers are just getting mitigated. So we miss a Machigacha. That is unfortunate. That puts us in real dicey range here. Never find a Macho. Another miss. Alright, well we were fine until we missed all of those. I'm gonna try and Strength Set, see how much I can get out of this Blissey. Yeah, it's not gonna be anything for Blissey. Alright. So here's the deal. Here's what we gotta do. We gotta go Excadrill. We have to Rapid Spin to make sure we're faster than our opponent. Seismic Toss is fine, they break our stash. And here, I'm actually just going to Earthquake. Yeah, I think you needed to save that Blissey to wall is Serperior, but they might feel very confident that their Low Kicks can kind of do the job as well. Or at least just one-shot the Serperior, which it probably can. We should be faster at this point than both of these guys. Obviously, First Impression was all first, but it shouldn't KO the Excadrill. There's Low Kicks. We do have Rock Tomb as well. That, you know. No, that is Bandit. Is that Bandit? That's gotta be Bandit, right? Remember Reflect. I don't think it matters because I leave Storm here to get rid of the Ogerpon, and then I just don't have any damage into Low Kicks. Yeah, I don't think there's really anything. If we had Dragon Pulse, we might have a shot, but I don't think there's any shot here. But guys, let me know, are you going to NAIC, or are you planning on doing any events this season? NAIC is the only event that I am going to. Should be a fun time. But yeah, we just Sleep Storm. And get the KO. Nice. GG's. Fun game. Let's get another one. But please, if you've made it this far in the video, if you enjoy this content, please drop a sub. Alright. Obviously, Don fans probably get rocks. Obviously, this guy, Sandy Shocks, could get rocks as well. Meowscarada is a really dicey lead. Let's go Scarm. I like to just lead Scarm. see what they want to do. This thing could get Heat Wave. I'm just gonna try and get some spikes. Yeah, there's that Heat Wave. There is seemingly a very obvious weakness to fire on this team, but we are heat-proof Sinistcha, which kind of helps mitigate that a little bit. Donphan can't do a whole lot with it, but we do have to be aware of the unaware guy when setting up that Cloyster, so it can't just come in and kind of cause problems. I think we go Donphan, because they knock, and here we just knock. Yeah, Bleak one's fine. Nice crit. Get rid of that vest. Alright. I don't really need to save this Donphan for anything. Yeah, we could have hoped for a Bleak one miss there, but that's fine. We can go Cloyster here, which I don't even think is bad. Obviously, Slowbro or Slowking walls it. Skeledirge can kind of wall it to an extent. I do think that's kind of where we have to go. I think we Shell Smash up. This also could be a really nice Rock Terra. Obviously not to the Slowking and Meowscarada, but like the Skeledirge. Rock Blast, Terra Rock Blast. It's still going to do a lot of damage into Skeledirge, even though it's going to be unaware of my stat boosts. Yeah, they knock off the White Herb, which is fine, because I don't expect this thing to do a whole lot. Here I am just going to Rock Blast instead of Icicle Spear, because it will pick up the KO on Torn, and yeah, it does damage into this boot Skeledirge. Like that's a lot of damage. So we're doing, yeah, that's a 2-hit KO. They could Terra. Let me think. Do I need Terra on anything else? Sinistcha kind of walls everything. You know what? I'm down. Yeah, I don't think that Fairy Terra is going to save you. I think we still would have done enough with the raw Rock Blast without Terra, but like, kind of cool. There's our Sandy Shocks. So we can just Icicle Spear. Liquidation might be a choice, but I really think it's just Icicle Spear. Yeah, no, Cloyster's kind of broken. Let's see. Let's see Sinistcha, or what was that one? Poltergeist? Let's see that do this. If this thing's scarfed, it does just smoke me. Huh, shall that be in Shed? We just Icicle Spear. Yeah. Sometimes you just gotta click the buttons. You just gotta do it to them. Obviously this is probably just gonna Scald. I'm just gonna get my chip. And by chip, I mean like almost 60%, or a little over 80%. Jeez. Alright. Yeah, I'm just gonna click Icicle Spear. Yeah. Obviously, Future Sight will just smoke this Cloyster. But, like, I'm taking your entire team first. Yeah. Alright, so now all we have to do is basically wall out this Tornadus. So we go Scarm because we are sturdy, which means we get one nice hit off. Could Body Press, but I think we just Brave Bird for the chip. Yep, nice 40%. Obviously take Recoil. We could Roost, which would put us out of KO range and continue. No, we just Brave Bird. Yeah. Alright, so then we just come in, we do that. I think we just come in with Excadrill. And we just throw off. Actually, we can just Rock Tomb. We don't need Rapid Spin here. As long as we hit, good. Super effective. Torrent's down. GG's, fun set of games. Let me know if you like this sort of content. Obviously, we learned that low picks is a major threat to this team. And we do have a bit of a fire weakness and not really great switch-ins into Tornadus. So that would be something that we would have to look at when trying to optimize this team. But we will do that a different day. So please, drop a like, drop a comment, please subscribe. I'm trying to get to 100 subscribers. As always, have a great day. Peace.